Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 15th. Hope you are getting started and off to a good start on this hump day. This is Breakfast with Bridgett here on News 6 Plus and clickorlando.com. I'm Bridgett Ellison. It's good to be with you and hope you're keeping warm. It is a little bit cooler out there than it was yesterday, but at least it's a little bit drier. We're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos in a little bit. This morning, we also have a follow-up on many of our local stories across Central Florida, including the latest on that deadly dog attack. We're also looking at a new mission to the moon that launched overnight, as well as some changes with homelessness issues and how we're covering that in the community. We're working with other news partners on that, so we have a story about that coming up. Also looking at a very famous ride turning 50, and you're probably going to take a lot of guesses as to which ride this could be. I'll give you a hint. It's a roller coaster, and it's turning 50, and we'll talk about that coming up shortly. We also have a live interview with Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the chapter here in Orlando. The alumni chapter has some awesome events coming up to benefit their scholarship fund. So they have a forum that is coming up on this Thursday, as well as a luncheon that is sold out actually coming up on Friday, but they are looking forward to an oratorical competition that will be held in February as well. So we have plenty to get to this morning. We are going to come back over to Candace in just a little bit, but we do want to get to Trooper Steve. Is he ready? He's not ready. So we're going to talk about some of these stories first. But again, lots to get to this morning. Weather and traffic coming up, as well as that live interview with Alpha Phi Alpha. First, though, we do want to get to a story about the dog attack. Our Angie Casada has been following this, and the sheriff in Volusia County is pleading for help after the tragic death of an 8-year-old. The boy was killed after being attacked by 2 dogs, and she's been following this since yesterday. The sheriff is pleading for help from the community now in bringing justice for 8-year-old Michael, who died because of these dogs who attacked him.
Mike Chitwood did not hold back Tuesday as he promised to seek justice for Michael.
We are going to do everything humanly possible to hold the owner of these dogs responsible, and we're going to do everything possible to make sure that these animals are destroyed.
Body camera footage shows the moment deputies confronted the dogs.
Get back! Get back in your yard!
The dogs were eventually captured and taken into quarantine. Investigators say the property had an unsecured gate, allowing the dogs to escape.
He's not moving. I'm like a few feet away.
Who's not moving?
The boy that is being attacked.
Sheriff Chitwood said this isn't the first time the dogs have been loose. Investigators are now urging residents to come forward with information about any previous incidents.
That is really a heartbreaking story. So, of course, we're following for the latest updates on that as they come in, and really praying for that community and this family who've suffered such a horrible loss. Is heartbreaking. We have some more stories to get to, but first, we're going to head over to the Pinpoint Weather Center, and Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is there. And Candace, a little cooler and crisper for us this morning.
You know what? At least we're not dealing with the rain along with the misty, cloudy, breezy weather. Now, this morning we're on the cool side of things for sure. We're right now in the 30s, 40s area wide, but we're going to continue to stay nice and cool for another day today, tomorrow, even into Friday. And then we're going to start increasing temperatures from this weekend and increasing rain chances, really looking at Saturday night and into Sunday. So let's take it to the map, show you what's going on, Bridgett. Chillies to start. We are going to see those cool afternoons in store, and we're going to continue to stay below average throughout the rest of the week. As we head into that weekend, we are watching the approach of another cold front, and that cold front is what's going to be bringing us some of those cooler, warmer and wetter changes. So looking here at the satellite and radar composite, we got that blue air mass that is finally into parts of Central Florida. Some scattered showers just to the north of our area, but throughout the day, we will have those overcast clouds throughout the day, very high level clouds, just filtering out some of the bright sunshine out there. But most of us will be staying mostly dry. We are going to increase our chances for more cloud cover into the afternoon on Thursday, all kind of a precursor to added moisture that we're going to start seeing as we head into the weekend. So as we take it here hour by hour, 63, that's going to be our high today. Still running below normal, again, a little more cloud cover then rain. But as we look ahead into the weekend, we're going to watch that cold front come through, at least start approaching North Florida by Saturday. We're going to stay on the warm side of things. That's going to continue to kind of warm up our atmosphere. Will be back into the mid 70s on Saturday. Then the front is expected to approach. Of course, we're going to iron out those details on exact timeline as we get closer in. But as of now, it looks like it will be more Saturday evening. A couple scattered showers throughout the overnight can't be ruled out, with most of the rain pushing out by about Sunday afternoon, and then replacing that warm air with cooler air by that point in time. So as of right now, rain chances do hover about 30 to 60%, depending on model runs. But with that cooler air returning next week, it looks like we will have another round of like a day of rain, cooler weather, a day of rain, some cooler weather. That's going to be the trend, it looks like, for the next 2 weeks or so, potentially. So with that being said, the Climate Prediction Center has been looking at most of us staying near to just below average. No dark blues where we're going to be staying in the 50s, but certainly hovering more below average than above average. So that's certainly going to be the trend. So keeping the sweaters handy, not a bad idea. You won't need them Saturday and Sunday, but you can replace the heavier jackets for the rain jackets on Saturday and Sunday. Again, we're going to keep those rain chances as of now about a 60% on Sunday. Notice those cooler temperatures come back into play by the early part of next week. Long range models still looking at another front next week that could bring a little bit of rain, some cooler weather, which at the end of the day, Bridgett, we're starting to see that gradual slide of drought conditions worsening here. It's not bad, but we're starting to see it. So our northern areas, Marion, Flagler County right now, under a moderate drought, where areas for the rest of Central Florida under abnormally dry. But that is slowly starting to tick up. It doesn't take long to kind of slide into drought concerns, especially as we kind of gear into that season where it's still dry, but we start getting some more of those lightning storms, which is where our fire season kicks into high gear. So if we can get a little bit of rain off and on with each one of these fronts, that would be beneficial. As of now, severe weather doesn't look likely with this weekend's front, just some scattered showers. So beneficial rain, especially if it happens overnight, that's even better because that adds a little extra to our rain gauges. Can you hear? I can't hear you.
Bye.
Okay. Oh, there. Bye.
Oh, technology. We love it. We love it. Okay. Trooper Steve is over there. Let's see if we got a better connection there with him. How's it going?
I don't know. We'll see. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead. Take it away.
You know what? I'm just going to fly through this real quick. Let's just do some traffic real quick, all right? So this is going to be eastbound I-4 right now. We are seeing some heavy delays after an earlier crash at 27 in the Polk County area. Really set us up for failure this morning. So if you're hitting the road, Haines City, Lake County, and Polk County, and coming into Osceola Champions Gate, prepare for some delays. Your drive time's up a little bit, 32 minutes, Champions Gate to the downtown area. But downtown, not doing too bad this morning. We're pretty much crash-free Central Florida after some earlier spotty stuff, but out and about, we are cruising all right. Dr. Phillips, Sand Lake, most of Orange County, pretty clear this morning, and you can see that things not too bad there as well. Sorry about that. And then your drive times out by the airport looking pretty good, sitting in the green, but the only heavy delay is going to be along I-4. Now, Bridgett, this morning, I have the truck back up and running. So we are getting our interviews kind of rescheduled and back in. You guys all know and have heard me talk over the years since being here about the Carrie Ann DeMont Foundation. 9 years they have been going strong here in the Central Florida area, truly promoting just decisions and trying to take a real cut out of impaired driving here in Central Florida after they lost Carrie Ann from a repeat DUI offender. Now, we've heard from Bill DeMont, the father of Carrie, plenty of times. He's a retired WWE professional wrestler, and he's this huge, but he's a teddy bear when he starts talking. But today, for the very first time, I'm going to welcome Billy DeMont, Carrie's younger brother, into the truck today for an interview. And, really, he's always been 100% supportive, but now He's part of the youth foundation that they've started to where high schoolers that have nothing to do with the family are getting involved. And I really think we're able to impact high schoolers, youth at such an early age, and at least
Right.
let them know, look, the decisions you make have consequences. Not saying alcohol is a thing or you should not drink, but it's do it of age, do it responsibly, and always understand your decisions have consequences.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be welcoming in Billy and Lily. Lily is a member of the Youth Foundation today for an interview at 10 o'clock. So you're not going to want to miss that because we have the banquet coming up and tickets are only like $35. So we have the banquet coming up at the end of the month. Would love to sell these tickets out and to come on out for that. So join us today to hear more about it.
That's awesome. Looking forward to meeting him.
Me too. It's going to be a good time.
All right, great. Thanks, Steve. See you then. You know, we talked about a little bit of the news. We're going to get back to that now. Breaking overnight, another rocket launch for SpaceX. This one, though, different. You know, we usually talk about the communication satellites. This one, the payloads are headed to the moon. 2 different landers will touch down on the lunar surface. One of them could give NASA some key data when it comes to future crewed missions. And the Falcon 9 rocket carrying those landers lifted off from KSC just after 1 a.m. And the first lander is called Blue Ghost, the other Resilience. They'll be landing at different locations on the moon with the first set to touch down in about 45 days. So we'll keep you posted on that. Some really exciting developments there. Also, breaking overnight, leaders in Volusia County rejected a proposed moratorium on new construction. Supporters were hoping to use the pause to address flooding concerns in some areas, but after a more than 7-hour meeting for the council, they voted to hold off on a moratorium and to keep exploring their options. News 6's Mark Lehman has more on the earful that the council got, and that's why that meeting went 7+ hours.
They have flooded us out.
The Volusia County Council hearing from dozens and dozens of speakers last night as they took up the issue of a development moratorium to address ongoing problems with flooding.
They moved millions of yards of soil. They cut down every tree. They raped everything from there.
We can't grow the way we are now. It's just going to make the mess worse.
County Chair Jeff Brower proposed the development pause, which came after the city of Edgewater passed their own moratorium. Those for the idea say it will help the county figure out steps to solve flooding issues, but people against say it will hurt economic development.
I'm a no to a moratorium, but I bring solutions that I think that this county should adapt and implement.
Councilman Troy Kent proposing alternatives that include no longer building on wetlands, clearing of canals, and developing a plan to buy low-lying lands that constantly flood. The council opting to explore those solutions and rejecting the moratorium.
I just don't think that a moratorium is prudent at this time because we have so much more we can do in the meantime.
And so we'll keep you posted on what's happening with that there in Volusia County. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with a live interview with a member of Alpha Phi Alpha's Orlando chapter to talk about some great events they have coming up for the community. Welcome back. We have a live interview this morning, and this one will get you out in the community. We have Lawrence Davis, who is the chair of the Hankins Johnson Foundation, part of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated Orlando alumni chapter here. Good morning, Mr. Davis. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
So you have some events. One is tomorrow, and you want the community to come out.
Yes, we do. Tomorrow's our annual MLK Leadership Forum. It will happen at FAMU College of Law, 7 p.m. tomorrow. We have a great panel of folks to come out and talk to us about how we can improve in the community. Our moderator is Brother Jalen Crispy. We have Representative LaVon Bracey Davis joining us, Brother Cecil Howard, who's the dean over at the law school. Tiffany Moore Russell, who will be a panelist as well, Carl Battle with the United Foundation, and then Kashara Cowens, who's with Orange County Public Schools. So we're excited. We're inviting everyone to come out. You don't have to have a ticket. Just come out and be a part of the discussion.
All right. And I know with FAMU Law, the parking, do you recommend a certain place to go park if you want to come out?
Yeah. Well, There's parking just down the street. There's a garage just down from the entrance to the university there, the college. So that's a good place for folks to park. There's parking up close, but most of that will be reserved for people who are engaged in the program. But there's plenty of parking in adjacent garages that are close by. So don't let that deter you. Please come out.
And will this be in the which part of the law school? Will it be in like the auditorium on the main floor, or?
Yes, in the main floor. Yes, in the auditorium. Yeah, and we'll have greeters there at the door to ensure that we get people to where they need to go.
Should be a great discussion. And so, will you be able to join virtually? Maybe if you can't get out there.
We don't have a virtual option for the event. It's in person this time. So just come on out and be a part of the live discussion. Again, it's really around bringing different perspectives and diverse perspectives to a conversation to address, problems that we have in the community and things that we should do to move the community forward. So come out and be a part of that.
Yeah, that's great. I know that we had a discussion and story coverage there with local leaders looking to put Wi-Fi across the Paramore area to sort of bridge the digital divide. And, I think issues like that will probably come up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And a lot of what we focus on is really around trying to raise the spirit of togetherness across the community and really look at how we can protect our freedoms and justice and democracy 365 days a year. And that really involves being engaged all the time, not just during this particular week as we celebrate Dr. King's, birthday.
That's right. And so you also have your awards luncheon that's actually sold out on Friday, but you plan to give out scholarships, announce the winners of some scholarships. You have more than $30,000 that you're awarding.
Yes, that's correct. We will be awarding 11 scholarships to really deserving students. $31,000 we will award. In addition to that, we'll also be recognizing community champions who make a real difference in the community. So it's a real great event, an opportunity for us to celebrate those people who are really making positive impacts in our community and supporting the work that we do. And so, as you mentioned, the event's sold out. However, if you'd like to be a part of our effort, we encourage you to do so and to donate. This is our largest fundraiser of the year, and so you can certainly go to hankinsjohnson.org and donate to support our scholarship fund because we'll be awarding additional scholarships at the end of the school year. So last year we awarded a total of $37,000 in scholarships, and we're hoping to get to $50,000 this year.
And so that's always a great donation to make if you're looking for charitable donations to go towards scholarships. And you also have something for the young folks. You're looking for 7th through 12th graders for an oratorical competition in February?
That is correct, yes. That'll be February 23rd at St. John's Baptist Church in Orlando. We're still working on the theme, and we'll have the applications available here very shortly so the kids can apply and be a part of that event. And it is well-attended event. We're really impressed with the level of commitment on the part of the young people who participate in this event. The speakers are just phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's always a great experience for them to get a chance to, develop those public speaking skills.
And there's great prize money as well.
That's right. That's right. And so you have the run too. Again, I think that was the last time we spoke was the Frozen Jewel run, but that's coming up once we get into the summer.
That's correct. June 21st at Blanchard Park in Orlando. We're looking forward to everybody coming out. It's a family event. Everyone can participate, from the 2-year-old toddlers to those who are in their 90s or 100s for that matter. Last year we had several who participated who were well into their 80s. So it's a great event. You can walk, run, ride your bike, whatever. We just want you to come out and have fun.
All right, wonderful. Well, great catching up with you, Mr. Davis, to get the latest on what the chapter is up to. And we really appreciate your time and the awareness around these great events for the community. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on. We really appreciate it.
All right, take care. Have a great day.
Take care. Okay, bye.
Bye. And speaking of the community, News 6 has been covering the issues around homelessness in Central Florida for years, and now we're teaming up with other news organizations for a collaboration to really help build more awareness and, help with the advocacy around this. So investigative reporter Donovan Myrie has more about the latest endeavor to get results.
Could we get local news leaders in a room together?
The local news industry is changing by leaps and bounds.
I've been in Central Florida for 30-something years, and this is the first time I've seen something like this.
Meet Judith Smelser, Allison McGinley, and Roger Simmons.
We know that Channel 6 has certain viewers. We know the Orlando Sentinel has certain readers. Central Florida Public Media has certain listeners. They may not intersect. So this is a way for us to get our stories, your stories, stories from all of the organizations out to a broader audience.
Starting this month, 10 newsrooms are targeting one topic every 6 months and sharing resources, creating a new news collaborative, the likes of which Central Florida has never seen before.
We're in a time when we can go online and find things that masquerade as news.
Is information from a social media influencer as good as information from an established news organization?
I would say absolutely not. I think that there are influencers out there who are sharing information that is factual, but at the end of the day, local journalists and journalists in general are the ones that are going to be giving you factual information.
According to a recent study from the Pew Research Center, 1 in 5 Americans said they regularly get their news from social media influencers. 2 out of 3 people also said news influencers help them better understand a topic. But 77% of so-called news influencers have either no affiliation with a news organization or any sort of journalism background. In Orlando, Donovan Myrie, Getting Results, News 6.
And now we want to tell you about Ormond Beach. We are hitting the road, and we'll be there bringing you some live newscasts from Ormond Beach. We're going to take the whole setup out there, and we want to hear from you about stories that you want us to cover out there, issues that you want us to shed light on, the unsung heroes, and just the things that make Ormond Beach so special. So let us know at clickorlando.com/hitstheroad. We look forward to hearing from you and bringing those stories to life for you. And I mentioned earlier that a ride is turning 50. Did you guess which one it is? Well, let's take a look. Do you recognize it? Space Mountain. Look at that. This is a milestone for Disney World, the popular ride turning 50, and guests at Magic Kingdom first experienced it on January 15, 1975. According to Disney, it was the first indoor roller coaster in the dark, the first air-conditioned one, and the first to be fully controlled by a computer. The debut ceremony was so big that they actually had 3 NASA astronauts attending. Look at that footage from 1975. And I would say that Space Mountain looks better than ever, and I still would take it over many other rides that are newer and probably considered, more high tech. I love Space Mountain, so very nice to see that ride turning 50. Well, that's going to do it for us this morning. We'll have more updates coming up at noon, and stick around for Trooper Steve on patrol at 10 as well, and we have WeatherWise coming up. So hope you have a great day, and I'll see you at 12 o'clock.